So today I'm going to go ahead and start installing the Purple Panda microphone. I obviously don't need this clip. I do see that it comes with a lot of extra cable. I'm going to try to hide this up in the top of the helmet and kind of get this routed through. Again, I'd like to do the same thing, kind of tuck this behind the cheek pad. So I'm going to start by getting this dead cat installed on there. It's like this should just pop over the microphone. A little cutout here. I'm going to leave the other foam padding on if I can. Some people trim this back so it doesn't tickle them so much as it's inside their cheek pad. Right now I'm just going to leave it as is. So I pulled the pads out of my helmet already after I installed my cardo unit. And my microphone is going to go on the opposite side of where I put the cardo unit. And again, I'm going to go right in front of the cheek pad, kind of use the cheek pad to kind of hold it in there. I am going to take this leftover sticky Velcro pad and kind of apply it in there in case later I have to do anything to help secure this in place. So I'm kind of going to line it up in the same spot as I installed the other Velcro pad. Now unfortunately with this microphone there's a lot of extra cable. So what I'm going to start with is there's a lot of open space. So it's kind of hard to get a good view in there. But up in these crevices there's a lot of open space hidden up in here. So I'm going to try to wrap some of that up in there out of the way. I don't want to interfere with too much with the vents, but I believe I could tuck a lot of this away up there. There's not a lot of other good places to tuck a lot of this away, and I don't believe I'm going to need this much cable. So it does come with a lot of extra cable, but I believe once I have this tucked behind, kind of hide it in the center one, and I'm going to have to leave enough slack to kind of run this down. So I'm trying to tuck it up into here. And then all this cable will just kind of be hidden behind my padding. I probably will need a little extra cable here. But I'll have to tuck that all in once I get that kind of situated where I want everything. Get some of this out of the way. So I am going to lay this microphone kind of in the general area I want it. And again, I'm going to use a little bit of black tape. Some people use a different kind of tape that doesn't leave much of a residue. And I'm going to kind of use this to secure my wires in there. Kind of keep them down in place. Kind of keep the microphone. Leave a little extra slack there so in case I have to adjust it. Get behind there. Now I will have to bring this cable out somewhere in order to connect to my camera, whether I go with the DJI. But I'm going to kind of leave a little bit hanging here. The rest of it should be hidden in the headliner. And that's a pretty simple install, just kind of getting her laid down in place. And then the rest is just cable management. I didn't want to bore you with the rest of my install, so I went through and I cleaned everything up, put the padding in, did a little bit of cable management. Again, I installed the Senna. I did take a punch to clean up the wires here, and right where at that seam, I punched a hole to run them wires through, just enough to get the thing through to kind of clean that up. And then I did a cable management, kind of ran the wiring, got everything secure. It's probably hard to see in there, but tucked right behind the cheek pad here is the Purple Panda microphone. Cord goes up into the top headliner, and there's a couple pockets up there where you can hide the excess wire. And then I brought the wire down to come out here to plug into my TRS to USB-C adapter to plug into the camera system. So depending on what camera I go to. So, Cardo's installed, Purple Panda Mic's all installed, cable management's done, everything's snapped back in place. I'm going to go ahead and do the chin mount that is designed for this. It comes from chinmounts.com. So to start, I want to make sure I've got a nice clean surface. They provided an alcohol wipe. So I'll make sure I clean this surface really good where I'm going to apply the chin mount. Let that dry for a second. I'm going to be noisy here for a second. Again, I'm going to use the wife's trusty purple and black blow dryer here, and I'm going to heat this up before applying it. Make sure it's got a nice good sticky base. Now I'm going to peel that off. I should probably test it, make sure this snaps the way I want it to snap. Yep, it does. Okay. So, want to make sure I got it kind of set where I want it. Peel this backing off. This is where you gotta make sure you get her nice and center where you want it. So this is the tough part. Making sure you get her centered. Got one shot at this. Once she's down, she's down. Pretty sticky. You kind of want to keep her straight. Once you got her kind of where you want it, apply pressure. So now I'm going to want to keep pressure applied on this probably overnight. So I'll probably tilt the helmet up, kind of keep some pressure down on this. It's pretty centered. I think I might have it a little crooked here, but it should work out. I'm going to leave this sitting up overnight. But that's pretty much the gist of installing a chin mount. This is from chinmounts.com. All I have to left is decide which camera system I want to go with, whether I want to go with the GoPro or DJI. Like I've mentioned 100 times, I'm so undecided. I think I'm going to go with the DJI, and I'm leaning towards the DJI just to try it out. I know it's a new product, but between the not a lot of motovloggers using the DJI, but that's my process of winging it through so far through my Motovlog helmet. My next update will be when I get a camera to go on the front here, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching, and keep the rubber side down.